In this video, we're demonstrating the process for how we make 5 more hanging decorations in woods. So this all came about when I bought some different hangers, and my plan originally was to make some Christmas decorations, but as a result of things like lockdown, that plan it just got shelved, and I looked at these again and thought, I wonder if we could make some really nice wooden products. Now in the previous demonstration, we demonstrated how to make things including thermometers, a love spoon, like a flower design, there was a heart on there, a tea light holder, those sorts of things. But I thought we could extend this, and these are different products that you might want to consider making. Something we demonstrated before, but it's just developed as we've gone along. So you can see we've got a teddy bear, we've got a mirror design, a clock design, a Christmas decoration, and also we've used the heart design from our previous video and added some lovebirds inside to give it an extra dimension. You can see some of these projects we're doing in 2 pieces of woods. So we're just preparing those 2 pieces of wood that are later on going to be stuck together. Similar to our previous demonstration, we're showing you how we've made these different projects in the order that they've been made. So we start off by drilling our hole that will be used afterwards for putting the clock insert in. We also drill all of those holes that will be used for doing the pierce work. You can see we've got a normal drill on a frame, and this allows us to use a smaller drill bit and drill with more accuracy. In previous demonstrations, you'll see us using a hand drill and just doing things by eye. Works fairly effectively, but this is far more accurate. For instance then, for our Christmas decoration, just makes it a little bit easier in that process if we've got a little bit more accuracy. We use our drill as well, using a different cutter to drill out for the insert that will be used as our mirror. So that recess our mirror will go into. After that, same as always, we're on to our scroll saw and our hanging heart with the lovebirds cut out inside. We're going to have the top layer, which is actually chestnut, our lighter woods, and our back layer is going to be piece of mahogany, a darker contrasting piece of woods. Because you're doing it in that style, we want the darker layer to shine through, so all of our pierce work is just done on that top layer, the chestnut. So that will be glued afterwards. When we're cutting the outline, as you can see us doing now, we sellotape the 2 layers together, and we will then cut that outline to get it nice and accurate together. We could have actually super glued them together, and the advantage of doing that, it would have meant that the cut would have been more accurate. We wouldn't have had to have stuck it afterwards more carefully to get the 2 parts stuck together accurately. With the Christmas decoration, we actually did remember to do that, and we super glued the 2 parts together before we started, meaning that they are stuck together slightly more accurately. You may notice that I do all of the bottom of our scroll saw work. There was a simple practical reason for that. I knew that the blade that I was working in was slightly worn, so I thought I would get the best use out of it I could before changing the blade. The reason that I needed a new blade for doing this particular project, it was the star section. There were quite sharp turns. So to give a bit of extra confidence, I thought it would make life a little bit easier and the cuts burning a little bit less if I had a nice sharp blade to work with. Now what you can see we've done, we've just cut this Christmas tree design on the inside of our bell. And what it means is at the end of this, we'll actually have 2 Christmas decorations that we can use together. We then go on to focusing on our clock design. So we've demonstrated clocks in different videos, different projects. We have a whole video dedicated to making clocks in woods that you can have a look at for the process for what we do. But all we've done, we've cut that recess on the inside that will be used to put the clock movement inside. We then cut around the outside of where the movement will go, and that gives us our basic shape for our clock. Onto our teddy bear design, and our teddy bear is holding a little heart. And the one part with this, there's no pierce work, there's no internal cuts. So we cut all of our outline in the one direction, then go back the other way to make sure those cuts, they are nice and accurate. Again, using our scroll saw to cut out for our mirror. There's no pierce work because the mirror will be put into that indent. We don't cut all the way through. So we just cut that profile and that completes all of our scroll saw work. We then go on to our hand carving. So we again work on the project that we think is going to take the most time and requires the most technical ability to do. And in this case, it is the lovebirds. So we're using those stop cuts as a barrier, cutting down into those stop cuts to bring out the different levels of our carving. So for example, the heart, we're beveling all around the edges, but on the lovebirds, the beak, the back wing, the chest of the bird and the head of the bird, they are all on different levels. The feet, the claws, they're also on a different level, and the perch that the lovebirds are upon is a different level again. So that's how we use our stop cuts, is to create depth and levels to the work that we do. We then do a little bit of hand sanding just to smooth everything off and add detail and character to each of our carvings. We then go on to the hand carving of our teddy bear design, and our teddy bear is holding a heart. So what we got to do again, we got to work in the different levels. So the body of the teddy bear needs to be behind the heart that it's holding. So we drop all of those levels down. We do the detail on the face, bevelly edges of the heart, take off any sharp edges, and that's the process for carving our teddy bear. That then completes a lot of the work that we've got to do, and we're now concentrating more on the finishing. So you'll see us working with our Starbond super glue and accelerant. You add that to the back of our lovebird's heart, and this is where it would have been better to have super glued before, because we've got to try and get it nice and accurate on that mahogany backing board. Don't worry if you've done it the same way as us. You can always use your belt sander afterwards just to shape the design a little bit and to take off any edges that are sticking out because you haven't managed to stick it on successfully. We also belt sand everything to smooth it down. We then go on to our finishing. So we're working with our same process using 3 coats of shellac sanding sealer, rubbing it down in between each coat with a finishing grade sandpaper, something like a P240 or 320. 3 coats all together, and then a finishing coat of linseed oil mixed with beeswax. So we shellac all of our different items, getting it ready to be a hanging decoration. As we always advise, if you can apply the shellac in the direction of the grain, that is preferable because it will leave less marks and you will have a better quality finish. We then go on to the final part of creating our hanging decorations, and that is to get the hooks in the top of our item. So we use a spike to get a guide hole. We then use a drill and drill down into the wood and screw in those metal eyes with the black coating into the wood itself. Finishing off, we've got to get our mirror onto our mirror outline. So we just put a dab of glue on there and put it into the recess that is available. With the clock, the ones that we use, they've got prongs on the one side and the other side. So you just fit these in and slide the clock into position. So there you go. Those are 5 more hanging decorations. Let us know in the comment section which one of those is your favourite. Which one do you plan on having a go at making yourself? If you're new here and you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you know when we upload another video. And as always, thank you again for watching.